why not go live? What's up, everybody? People scroll through here randomly. I find myself scrolling through the different lives of YouTube, and I haven't found a way to do it. If you're just, if somebody's live and their screen is horizontal, I've only seen it when the screen is vertical. Then you can just easily scroll and then find, just random people that are live. And most of them are like me, black, and they're talking about religion, how they're the chosen children of Israel, the chosen Jews of Israel. I don't want to get too political now. We don't want to offend anyone. But yeah, most of the people, I call it like I see it. It's a pattern. But they may be showing me like all these videos of black people because I'm black myself. So, just a little observation that I made. Another observation that I made recently, within the past year or two, we should have seen this coming, but I'm going to just say this like it is. And we can let the chips fall how they may. Actually, before I get into the controversial topics, I wanted to talk about the scrolling sensations of scroll sessions, the late night scroll sessions. I wanted to talk about my experience with YouTube Live and how there's only 17 people that are actively live on YouTube at any moment, at any given moment. Because I'll scroll, and you could try it here and now if you wanted to. If you're watching this back later on in the future, it's not going to work because I'm not live anymore. It's the uploaded video of the live, right? If you are live and you scroll, you touch your screen like this, and then you scroll, you're going to only have access to about 17 different YouTubers, because that's all there is in the world that are live at the current moment. That's my theory. And it ties into small earth theory. You guys heard about that? You guys heard about small earth theory? I guess I could just sit and have music in the distance. Like I could tell my neighbor, hey, turn your radio on. Get the shittiest speaker that you have and play music out of it that's indistinguishable from any kind of noise or racket. I want you to play that music in the background loud enough for my video to hear it. And then I'll be like everyone else, the other 16 people that are live right now. And you could hear that music playing while I'm just eating and just looking at the camera and reading the chat and waiting for people to say something. Like I go live and I'm not talking. I'm waiting for you guys to talk. Maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should just do that and not share my great conspiracy theories with you guys. Theorems. Maybe I should just have music playing in the background, like a mile away. That's loud enough for you to hear it into the speaker. And as I just sit in bad lighting and I just sit and speak Spanish to you, or I could speak Nigerian or something. Would you guys like that? What's the topic of today, you're wondering? What are we talking about? Talking about nothing. Absolutely nothing. So go away. Don't watch this. Hey, you. Don't watch that. Watch this. This is the heavy, heavy monster sound. What's that from? That's from an old dance hall song. You know what I mean? So what's going on? I had something I wanted to talk about and I forgot. So if you wanted to get out now's your chance to scroll that screen. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to fill you in on a little secret, my dear friends that are watching people live right now, you're only going to be able to scroll about 16 times before you come right back here, right back to my channel. Yes, we are stuck together. We are stuck. There's a doorway in space right here. You see that? And I have come through this doorway to be with you right here and right now. This is a very special moment. I don't know why I'm so aware, self-aware of reality, of myself, of the ridiculousness, the things that I do that are ridiculous. Why is it that I am so self-aware? Or am I? Or am I just as asleep as everyone else? Everyone else who decided to take the blue pill. Yeah, that's right. This is red pill content. Yes, indeed. Where's the round of applause at? Might be too loud. This is red pilled content, as you can tell by the color of my skin and how old I am. I only talk about red pilled content. I talk about how terrible women are, girls, especially Gen Z. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Gen Z? Where's it at? Oh, Gen Z. Terrible. Horrible people. All they do is have sex with everybody. That's right. They're having sex at all times. The dating market is crazy. It's a deregulated sexual marketplace. What are we going to do? The sky is falling. The sky is coming down upon us. What shall we do? Girls are terrible. Women, females, horrible. They're horrible creatures. Women are terrible. Am I right? Am I right? Can I get a amen from the congregation? No, I'm just, of course, all I do is watch stuff, and I feel like I'm just a witness here in reality. I'm here to bear witness. I don't agree with all this stuff that I see because I've had just a different experience of life because I'm such an alpha male, because I was just blessed to be such an alpha male. Now, of course, you guys know I'm being sarcastic. But I don't see I didn't experience what these other guys have experienced. Yes, I had trouble. I had trouble talking to girls. I had to figure it out. I had to learn how to talk to girls. When I was younger, wasn't that good at it. But eventually I learned how to. And it was trial and error. I had to learn how to do it. Thank God there wasn't, YouTube back then, or else I probably would have went down the toilet bowl swirl into the red pill MGTOW community. I would have been stuck there forever, swirling the drain, swirling in a bowl of shit with the rest of my poor brothers out there that are really struggling. My brothers, I don't feel bad for you. I'm sorry that I don't feel bad for you. I should, but I've heard enough of your nonsense that I don't feel bad for you anymore. Sorry. And everybody that says that they do, and everybody that has changed their content for you, and all the people that are making videos about how terrible things are, they're grifters. They're grifters. I am here to rack up hours for the 4,000 hours of the YouTube parameters. What do you call that? What's the word? The things that you need. Let me close the screen here and see if anybody's commenting. I don't like to ignore anybody. I don't see any comments anywhere. If you guys can hear me, please press 1 or tell me hello or something. If anyone's out there listening, if I'm just speaking it to the vastness of space. Space. Space probably doesn't carry echoes, huh? Any scientists out there, tell me how space works. In space, they can't hear you scream, I've heard, from the subtitle of one of my favorite films, Alien. We could talk about Prometheus. I'm here to rack up the hours. See, I have to be honest with you because I carry so much guilt for being looking white, having white skin. I have just so much guilt inside. And then I have to make sure that everyone that's not white, they feel comfortable around me. They feel like they know that I love them. They know that I'll do anything for them. I'd lay down over train tracks for them. I'd take my shirt off, put it over a puddle so they could walk over it. I just want every person that's not white to understand that I would do that for them. I have so much guilt for being white. I have so much privilege. I've had such an easy life. My life has been so easy. It's embarrassing how easy my life has been. So I feel very guilty. Sorry for being white. But other than that, other than the white guilt that I have from all the slaves that I owned, all the slaves that my grandparents, I remember having slaves, they used to drive me to school. It was amazing. It was kind of like Morgan Freeman and Driving Miss Daisy. I had a chauffeur that drove me to school every day. Pretty cool. Or not. Pretty not cool. Pretty embarrassing, to be honest. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But anyways, what I was saying is I have to tell my truth. I have to tell the truth to you guys. And I have to tell you about the grifters that are out there. And I try not to fall into the grifter. I could literally play a character and just pretend I was angry. Pretend I'm angry at women and I'm angry at the left. I'm really angry at the left. Or I could pretend I'm angry at the right. The fascists. No kings. No kings. How dare you be a king in my country of democracy? My republic, I will not have it. Not in my neighborhood. No kings in my neighborhood. But I try not to fall because I don't know what I agree with yet. I'm still making up my mind. How about that? How about, is it okay to not have all the answers? Is it okay to not choose a side? Or do you want me to be on one side or the other? You want to hear me rail against the women, the whores, the sluts of the world, terrible women, and the left who have turned them into hookers. The left have just ruined society through Disney movies, turned them into lesbians and hookers. You want me to talk about that? And to be all in on that, and I could show you guys on YouTube that just do that. And I know they don't believe that. I know they don't believe what they're saying. The grifters, okay? So we're talking about grifting. See, I'm just grifting time. I'm just taking up your time. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. And you can scroll past me. I guarantee you'll be back. It'll take 16 scrolls. You scroll through, you see all the black people, getting, people are making fun of them in the comments. It's really sad. And I'm wondering at this point, why don't I have any comments? People making fun of me. Is my chat even on? Is this thing on? Oh, maybe it's not picking up the audio. That would be very unfortunate. I'm just sitting here talking to outer space, which is what I would do anyways, for free, forever. I'll just sit here and talk into space. Say what's on my mind. Okay, maybe I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Let's see here. Chat filter, top messages. Show every message. Yeah, that's what we want. We want to show every message. I don't want any filter. I want all the messages. All the messages. What's up, everybody? I have so much to talk about today. I have understanding ADHD. I got this as a birthday present. And this is a joke from my friends. They gave this to me. It made me laugh. Yes, it was a good joke. To have this fancy birthday bag, and to pull this out, and it made me chuckle. And I know it's terrible. It's not a joke. This isn't funny at all, is it? Nothing's funny anymore. We're not even allowed to joke anymore. The left, am I right, everybody? The left. Snow White, am I right? Snow White, the remake. Terrible film. I didn't see it, but I know it's terrible. Didn't watch 1 second of it. Didn't even see the damn trailer. I know that it sucks. It's horrible because Snow White isn't white.
Uh-oh.
So we're understanding ADHD here. Marijuana and ADHD. I'd have to guess. Oh, oops. There's the microphone. I'd have to guess that taking ADHD, medication holiday. If you smoked weed and had ADHD, I have to guess they're going to tell you that it's going to help you, right? Because they want you to be a drug addict, right? These sick globalists, they want you to be on drugs so that you can be even crazier. Then they can lock you up forever. Okay, Adderall shortage. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where it went. I lost it. Oh well. Guess we're not going to read that tonight. What else do I have planned for? Oh yeah, my deepest need is to share with you every day. To share with you what I had to eat, what I watched on TV, what I've been listening to, what I've been reading. Skater says hi. What's up, Skater? Thank you. Now I know the chat works. Thank God. So my friend bought me this book, Eisenhorn. It's called Eisenhorn the Omnibus. Now I will be here for the next 43 minutes explaining to you what the hell this is. So brace yourself. Eisenhorn is a character in Warhammer. That doesn't work when I show the book. I wonder why that doesn't work. Warhammer 40K. Okay. My friend is really into this stuff. He's really into this. He'll never watch my YouTube channel. He doesn't support my creative endeavors. I don't know why. I don't know if he secretly hates me. He knows I have a YouTube channel, but he won't watch. Hello? Why aren't you watching, Hank? But anyways, he bought me this book for my birthday. And he bought me that because he says that the Yellow King is in this literature. Okay, this is a sci-fi fantasy role. I think it started as a role-playing game, Warhammer 40K, if anybody out there knows about that. And it went into like a video game world. I think they have some PC games. And they have books. They have this whole lore, this whole expanded universe, which is pretty amazing. And it sounds like they have just about everything in this story, just about a little bit of everything. They got Egyptian mythology. They got every religion you could imagine. It's kind of Lovecraftian in a way. It's kind of they got some H.P. Lovecraft style stories. They have the story I just read was a kind of a detective type of story. And what's really strange is that I was reading this and I was like, this is like True Detective season 1. This really like reminds me of that. And so I looked at the date and it came out. It said that it was originally an audiobook from 2011, or it was released in audio form 2011, which was 3 years before True Detective season 1 was released. So, but that was for the story that I read. So the Yellow King stuff might come later in some of the other stories that are from 2001, 2002, So it's pretty crazy. I was thinking, did Nick Pizzolatto, the creator of True Detective season 1 on HBO Max, did he was he inspired by Warhammer in any way, this Eisenhorn story? Was he inspired by that? That's kind of exciting to me because I got into, after True Detective, I got into all the literature that has the Yellow King in it. I went and kind of tried to find all of that stuff because it's pretty old. It's a pretty old story from 1800s, I think, is when they started writing about the Yellow King and Carcosa, black stars falling all around. So I got into that. You guys like the moonlight here? I got the moonlight shining down on me out here in outer space. So I was reading this story and I was thinking it really reminds me of season 1, where Rust and Marty are in Louisiana trying to solve these crimes, these women that have been murdered, these prostitutes. And this story has a prostitute that was murdered. And the scenery, it's a sci-fi, I don't know what world they're on or whatever, but the scenery they describe, there's a lot of waterways and bridges and stuff, and it really reminds me of Louisiana, where, lo and behold, True Detective season 1 takes place. So I was kind of interested in that. I was enthralled by that the Yellow King. I found the Yellow King yet again in literature, and this time it was through my friend Hank, who bought me this book here, and he's obsessed with it. He paints the little figures, and you use those in board games and stuff. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering, one of those kind of things, but it's a different universe, and it seems like it's bigger than all of these other universes. It's crazy. But I like that there's books included with it, because I'll probably never play the board games, but I will read the books, especially if the Yellow King's involved. Does anybody out there want to say hello to me? Want to support me as a poor black man? I'm really alone in this world. It's hard to be a black man in America, especially right now. You got all the Mexicans trying to take all of the attention away from us, the true Israelites. You got Israel. You got Israel trying to take attention away from the true Israelites. Does anybody understand that? Does that hit your heart? Because if it doesn't, you don't have a soul, okay? You just don't have a soul. And I feel sorry for you. I really do. I feel bad. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about, speaking of racial matters. I mean, what am I doing? Why am I going here? Because it's on my mind. I have to share it. I told you I have to share the truth with you guys. I'm not a grifter, okay? But I needed to tell you, I needed to spread this. This is an emergency live session here for Scroll Sessions. And I needed to tell you this information, which is very vital. You could share this with all your friends. I really needed to get this message out there to you guys on the internet and YouTube. Spread this message, okay? Indians, okay, from India. If you guys watch the videos, Kachori, I don't know how to pronounce the word properly, forgive me. Kachori Club, this guy, I mean, he's not the only one, but he's like the most famous one. It's a street vendor in India or Sri Lanka, or wherever they are, and they're cooking up all of this delicious food, and they got their feet right there, and it looks like diarrhea, and it's amazing. And it looks disgusting, but I actually find myself getting really hungry while watching. I'm hungry right now just talking about it. And don't get me wrong, I've had Indian food. I love it. It's delicious. And there's something I noticed, and I really wanted to share this with you guys. This is the vital information. Indian food is spicier than Mexican food. And if you live in California like I do, there are street vendors popping up there. We used to have just the taco truck every once in a while, and you had the guy with the cart with the little bell ringing it, with the Mexican ice cream and the elote, the corn with the mayonnaise, and it's delicious. All that stuff, I love it. I love all that stuff. I love Mexican food more than anything on earth, except for after I was introduced to Indian food, and then my mind was blown. I got to eat something spicier than I knew existed. I mean, I've had the spiciest Mexican food that you could possibly imagine. When I had this Indian food, it was like I almost died. I'm choking, my eyes are watering, just like those videos that you see with hot ones. I'm telling you, the Indians are going to outspice the Mexicans. They're going to outdo them, and they're going to replace those food trucks and all those little pop-up tents that are popping up all over the county. You guys have noticed if you live where I live, that's going to get replaced with Indians. I'm telling you. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm neutral on this. I love food in general. I don't want the Mexican food to go away, just to, being honest with you. All joking aside, I don't want the Mexican food to go away forever, but this Indian food is so good. I'm telling you. And they're going to replace the Mexicans. I'm putting it out there. It doesn't mean anything racial. It's just what's happening demographically. And you have to learn to accept it. See, me, I've already converted to Hinduism. I'm a Sikh. I'm a Hindu. I speak Punjabi now. I eat only Indian food. I don't eat Mexican food anymore. I've fully converted. I'm getting ready for the change because I know that it's going to be so psychically draining and traumatic. Because I grew up, all I knew was Mexican food. That's all I ever knew, other than McDonald's and Taco Bell. All I ever knew was Mexican food. And I'm telling you, it's coming. Get ready. That's all I'm going to say. Get ready. And if you haven't had an Indian food before, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. The spices are going to take you to the next level of pain and suffering, and you're going to love it. It's fantastic. They got all these flavors. They got all these spices. They got all of these seasonings, things you've never heard of before. It's great. It's fantastic. And having said that, I got to get going. This is a short one today. I wish I could be here for another 30 minutes, but I got to get going. I got some TV shows to watch. Speaking of food, I'm dying of hunger now, and I got to drink some water. I've been hiking all day. I've been out in the talking to Enochian angels. They told me, Mark, what are you doing? You're speaking Punjabi. Now, we don't speak that. We speak Enochian. I said, okay. I said, all right, whatever you need me to do. They're telling me about the British Empire. They're saying all this weird stuff. That's what happens when you are having heat stroke out in the desert. I wouldn't recommend it. It's terrible. But anyways, you get to learn a lot. But I'll tell you guys more about that someday soon. I love you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, Skater, the only person that said hi to me. Hello. It was a slow night tonight, But I appreciate everybody that's been here, and I'm going to see you very soon. Good night and good luck.